Viewers, the comparisons are similar. The Gyanvapi row is following the arc of the Ayodhya dispute. In both cases, the ASI concluded that a temple existed under the mosques that were built in a welter of anti-Hindu fury. Both temples fell to the Mughal dynast's penchant for Hindu iconoclasm. Both were locked to keep Hindus out and prevent them from offering prayers. You know this. Today, viewers, another similarity has cemented itself into history. Just like in Ayodhya on February 1st, 1986, a local court had ordered the Babri locks to be opened. A court today, viewers, in Varanasi has granted rights to the Hindu side to offer prayers in the Vyas Tehkhana on the southern side of the Gyanvapi mosque. The locks have been opened. The basement shrine was locked by the Mulayam Singh Yadav government. The UP administration in 1993 without any court order to back the move. Can you believe it, viewers? It was completely an arbitrary move. The decision to lock out Hindu astiks could only have been a cynical ploy to appease Muslim sentiments, at least at that time, viewers. Remember, the Samajwadi Party, of which Mulayam Singh was a supremo, counted unabashedly on Muslim support to be elected and stay in power. It didn't help matters, viewers, that at that time the Congress was also in the center, playing this game of appeasement, upmanship. Viewers, luckily, however, today the court agreed with the Hindu side, led by Vishnu Jain and his father Hari Shankar Jain, who were able to prove that the Tehkhana was used by the Vyas family for generations to offer prayers. There are records, viewers, right up till 1993 of pujas being performed daily. After that, viewers, the Hindu side was told that you can only come on significant days of the Hindu calendar. The court has now told the district magistrate to make arrangements for the prayers to be offered within 7 days and also ensure that there is no clash with Muslim worshippers. Let me just walk you through some of what the court has said in its order justifying the decision to open the locks of the Gyanvapi mosque. The court said there was regular worship in basements situated in the southern part of the structure. After December 1993, Shri Vyas ji was barred from entering the barricaded area and worship stopped. The state government and district administration stopped puja in December 1993 without any legal backing. Absolute arbitrariness, viewers. Evidence that on hereditary basis, priest Vyas ji worshipped there during British rule till December 1993. His entire family, viewers, was invested in offering oblations. Ancient sculptures and religious artifacts present in the basement area also testified to the sanctity of this particular spot. Kashi Vishwanath Temple Trust was ordered to make arrangements for prayers, viewers, and hopefully now they will resume. There has always been a question mark over the decision to lock out Hindus, primarily because there was proof that the Tehkhana was in constant possession of the Hindu side. It's not just the affidavits, viewers, the testimonials, but the entire mosque, viewers, stands on the Visheshwar temple. The family started living in the complex in 1883. There is absolute historical evidence to prove this. Regular puja halted post-Babri demolition. Biannual recitation of holy texts were allowed. That also, viewers, was not the norm. There's also the irrefutable testimony of many devotees and of course of even British East India Company chroniclers that date as far back as 1632. Let me read out one of those accounts. British writers' account from 1632 of prayers at the temple. Writings highlight women pouring libations over a lingam. Maybe it was the one, viewers, that has been identified as such in the Tehkhana. Who knows? This same Britain describes great and high spires belonging to Hindu churches in his words, viewers. Describes devotees drawn by reverence to the river Ganges, provides sketches of Hindu worship at the site, and you can see that lingam in those photographs, viewers, in those sketches, and the women who are pouring oblations. The proof and the order is once again been dismissed by the Muslim side. Lawyers for the Gyanvapi Mosque Trust have announced that they will contest the Varanasi court's order in the High Court. Of course, viewers, they have all rights to do this. But nonetheless, listen in.
अंजुमन इंतजामिया मसाजिद उस ऑर्डर के खिलाफ ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट जाएगी फॉर अर्लीस्ट। उन्होंने ऑर्डर ये किया है कि उनका कहना है कि जो वापस विवादित संपत्ति है जो मस्जिद का के नीचे दक्षिणी तहखाना है उसके अंदर जो उनका कहना है कि जो मूर्तियां हैं उसमें उसकी पूजा पाठ के लिए डीएम साहब जो तो कोई इंतजाम कराएं, जबकि उसके अंदर कोई मूर्ति नहीं है। और जो रिपोर्ट अभी आई एसआई की उसमें भी कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है कि दक्षिणी तहखाने में कोई मूर्ति पाई गई है।
Viewers, let's open this up. Let's ask some basic questions. These obstacles are falling because they are hollow. They are hollow, they have no substance, they have no legal tenability. The question is then, why were they put up in the first place? We'll get into that deeper question in just a few moments, but I want to first speak to the man of the moment, Vishnu Jain, who's there with us. Vishnu ji, thank you very much for speaking to me this evening. Congratulations to you. You seem to have hit a purple patch, winning one favorable order after the other. And this is absolutely spectacular. Now, there is a very striking similarity here. The arc, as I said, is following very much the Ayodhya arc, the Ayodhya dispute arc. Can you elaborate on this, Vishnu Jain? How is it that these things are so seemingly intertwined?
See, because you have asked a very, very important question. In Ram Mandir case, on 1st of February 1986, Honorable Mr. Justice K.M. Pandey, the District Judge of Faizabad, had ordered for opening of locks, and that became the turning point of that case. And today I see the order passed by the Honorable District Court of Varanasi on the same footing. Today's order is a landmark, and I must tell you why. The reason is this, that as you have mentioned in your opening comments, that the Vyas Parivar was doing puja in the cellar, not from today, from time immemorial in that cellar, in that Tehkhana, and it is only in November 1993 and December 1993, a state government, and let me tell you with lot of sense of authority, without any written orders, ousted the Vyas Parivar from that cellar in violation of section 3 of the Places of Worship Act. And it was from past 31 years, the puja and the possession which was with the Vyas Parivar was stopped illegally by a particular state government. So today that illegal act has been rectified on the judicial side by the Honorable District Court of Varanasi. The Honorable District Court of Varanasi has directed the Kashi Vishnu Trust to start puja and darshan there. Apart from that, the court has also directed the district magistrate to comply with the orders within 7 days. After making changes in the iron fencing right in front of Nandi, the Nandi Bhagwan which is situated in the new temple complex, right in front of Nandi Bhagwan, the Vyas Parivar Tehkhana is there, in which puja was happening, and the court has directed that after making changes in the iron fencing, that puja must start. And I was hearing to the lawyer of the masjid side, he was saying that no idols were found. In the ASI report, a complete list is there of the idols which were found from cellar S2. Please note this, from cellar S2 idols were found. Cellar S2 is the same cellar which is of Vyas Parivar, and those idols could have been destroyed. So therefore we took orders from the Honorable District Court, and all those idols are in safe custody of the district administration. So the court has directed all those idols to be put there and puja must start.
Now Vishnu Jain, you've obviously based your entire case on some irrefutable evidence. And the evidence suggests that this place was the site of a great desecration, of a great crime. Do you find today a willingness, generally speaking, from the other side that you are contesting, to accept the facts, or do you still find that they are continually coming up with newer obstacles? And what do you make of that?
No, I find that there will be no sign of conciliation from the Masjid committee. It will be a dream situation for all of us if the Masjid committee gives up their claim and takes a decent exit from this place. But I don't think that it's going to happen. As you have heard the lawyer for the Masjid committee, they are going to challenge this order before the Allahabad High Court as well as before the Supreme Court, and they are welcome to do so. And we will also welcome them before the Allahabad High Court and the Supreme Court. And if you will see the facts of this case also, when in the Wazoo Tank area, the sealed area, when the Allahabad High Court passed an order for ASI survey on 12th of May 2023, the Masjid committee went to the Supreme Court and the Honorable Supreme Court stayed the proceedings on 19th May 2023. So it is, I don't think that they are ready to give up their claim. They will also fight till the last court of this country, and we will also fight. We have a very strong case on merits. And today, after seeing the merits of this case, this order has been passed. And one very important fact I also want to narrate, Rahul, that they had a complete intention to capture this cellar. It is with this intention that we had filed this case. On 17th of January 2024, the District Court of Varanasi directed the District Magistrate Varanasi to take over the possession of this cellar. And a few days back on 23rd, 24th of January, the district administration took over the possession of this cellar, and after that we asked for rights to puja and worship, which has been allowed today.
Okay, let me now bring in two other individuals. Dr. Ranganathan, of course, needs no introduction, but I want to first quickly segue into Mr. Kamru Chaudhary and ask him a couple of sharp questions. Mr. Chaudhary, the party with which you are in alliance with today, the Samajwadi Party, changed the character of the religious place of this Gyanvapi complex by barring Hindus. Till date, the Congress party has not condemned this violation. Now, after this court order, do you believe that a grave injustice was committed upon Hindus?
Yeah, absolutely. A grave injustice was committed when in 1947 the founding fathers of the nation had given a solemn promise to the minorities, rather I will be very clear, the Muslims of this country, that you are free to practice and preach, observe your religion, propagate your religion without any fear and coercion from any side. Let me just cite you one small example. I hope you will not interfere before I come to my argument. Today early morning in Mehrauli, the police went and demolished the Jinnatwali Masjid and the Dargah Akhunji, detained the Imam of the mosque and demolished an 800-year-old mosque. Was that a disputed one? And Hemanta Biswa Sharma abolished the Madrasa Board of Assam, a 100-year-old board of Assam. What did he say? That I do not want Mia votes, indicating I do not want Muslim votes. Now you come to the moot point out here. Whether the law of the land decides in which way it is acceptable to all of us. Gyanvapi Masjid remains a masjid, or Gyanvapi Masjid becomes a Gyanvapi temple. It all depends on the law of the land, and we are all duty bound to accept the verdict, whatever it is going to come. But on a daily basis, if these reports coming out that Baba Mil Gaye, and you find idols inside the Tehkhana, or Vyas family is being returned the rights of puja, and you creating a majoritarian opinion among the people of the country. Rahul, that's what my objection is.
But you said that you accept.
Does not lie. No, okay. Rahul, please, let me finish. Very important question tonight. Whether Vishnu Jain and his side wins it, or whether the Masjid committee wins it, is immaterial for me. What is material for me is the solemn promise that was made in 1947 to the Muslims, that your places of worship, your culture, your customs will be protected in a secular India.
Okay,
When
can I
Vishnu
ask
Jain says,
I understand.
when Vishnu Jain says that the greatest problem to the Gyanvapi Masjid issue is from the secularists, I heard his statement. What does he mean by that? Hindus form a majority, minorities are there in the
Okay,
country
one
as
second.
equal citizen.
I
as equal
understand what you're
citizen.
saying. I think everyone is understood. That's why I said quick counter question, and then I want to bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Just 30 seconds, Dr. Ranganathan, my time to beg your indulgence. 30 seconds.
And Rahul,
No, 1 second, Mr. Chaudhary, you say that Muslim culture. Excuse
just
me.
10 more seconds.
Okay, Mr. Chaudhary, please. Now, you've said what you had to say. Now, afterthoughts will keep trickling in, but that's okay. I just hope that what you said was not an afterthought, because I just want to ask you very simply this. You said that preservation of Muslim culture, this, that, traditions, etc. Obviously, there is no threat to those. Tell me what culture justifies, and you yourself have said, you have admitted that these particular mosques that were built on demolished Hindu temples, which is quite clear it was, hold no religious significance because they are not kosher in the first place. So what are you hanging on to? I can't understand. Do you want to preserve the site of a supremacist Hindu?
Yes.
I can't understand. Do you want to preserve that as a memory, as some sort of badge of honor कि हमने हिंदुओं के मस्जिद temple तोड़ दिए?
Yes.
Rahul, you tell me who built the Vishwanath temple?
No, I'm
It was built
asking
by
you.
wait. The fundamental question comes out here. Who built the Vishwanath temple, Lord Vishwanath temple? It was Ahilya Bai who built it.
No.
100
That was on the side. That was on the side, sir. Please,
wait,
because you kept
I'm
demolishing
coming to
these
that point. Come on, you don't
temples.
want to-
That particular temple was constantly demolished, and at every demolition, after every demolition,
you
a
can
Hindu,
say-
a
you
Hindu
can
came
say
and built that smaller version of the temple to the point where the last one was built by the Holkars. But you're not answering my question. What are you hanging on to? Symbols of the desecration of another faith that you want to seemingly live in amity with? Is that what you're hanging on to? Explain to me, answer.
Rahul, if that gives
Okay.
a amity within Indian society, are you going to be an Alauddin Khilji?
Okay,
Or are you going to be a Razia
one
Sultana?
second.
Or
This is
are you
bizarre.
going to be a Nawab?
This
by
is bizarre.
demolishing another person's faith?
It's
If the faith
but
is
this
there,
particular masjid.
1947
Okay, 1 minute. This masjid, from what we are told by all the great interpreters of scripture, is that when a mosque is constructed on a desecrated site, it has no religious sanctity. So why are you hanging on to them anyhow? You're not answering me this question because it is a moot question. I want to bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you have to say today to Kamru Chaudhary, who has come up with some bizarre explanations and of course sidestepped neatly that question? He says, yes, I accept a court's ruling. But if that is the case, then why aren't they criticizing the Samajwadi party with which they're aligned, or break their alliance to say, look what you've done to a community?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists, especially to Vishnu Jain. Congratulations, Vishnu ji, from all of us, all Indians, including Hindus and Muslims. Rahul, you asked a very pertinent question, and you said that's the moot point, and I'll come to that, and I promise you I'll answer that. But before that, Har Har Mahadev. You can subjugate 20 generations, but not the 21st to which Vishnu Jain belongs. This nation owes an insurmountable debt of gratitude, Rahul, to Vishnu Jain. Someday when we remember our heroes more than our tyrants, Vishnu's name will be right there at the very top. Keeping this most sacred of places away from Indians, not just Hindus, Indians, because this is a civilizational issue, not just a religious one. It is untenable now. Among the hundreds of Hindu murals, reliefs, idols, plaques, inscriptions discovered by the ASI recently inside the Gyanvyapi, Rahul, there is this sandstone tablet that reads, and I quote, by order, this mosque was built in 1676, the 20th regnal year of Aurangzeb, unquote. So much for the Intizamiya and Muslim side claiming the mosque was built by Akbar. Rahul, I repeat, it is beyond any doubt, in fact, written in the most authentic biography of Aurangzeb, Masir-e-Alamgiri, that in 1669, on orders of Aurangzeb, the Kashi Vishwanath temple was demolished. The Farman is also archived in Bikaner archives, and Jadunath Sarkar's translation of Masir Algiri, page 52, I quote, Aurangzeb, eager to establish Islam, issued orders to the governors of all provinces to demolish the schools and temples of the infidels, and with the utmost urgency put down the teachings and the public practice of the religion of these misbelievers, unquote. Let me give you a few facts very briefly before I come to address your final point. Number one, Hindus have been worshipping Ma Shingar Gauri inside the so-called Gyanvyapi mosque almost every day before 1993 and once a year after 1993. Religious character of the Gyanvyapi structure has therefore always been Hindu. But there is more. Number two, a little distance away from Ma Gauri is the wuzu where Muslims have been washing their dirty feet. In this wuzu was discovered the shivling that Muslims claim is a fountain. Number three, a little distance away still is this Vyas Parivar Tehkhana. The Vyas Parivar was worshipping in that cellar till November 1993 when, ironically, in grave violation of Section 3 of the Places of Worship Act itself, the Mulayam Singh government threw out the Vyas Parivar from their own cellar. Did the religious character of the place not change then? Number four. Further violations of Places of Worship Act were committed against Hindus, the chopping of the sacred peepal tree, as Vishnu said, the removal of Ganesh idol and the Hanuman idol. But it is the Hindus who have been taught that they are violating the Place of Worship Act by changing the religious character of the mosque. Rahul, now I come to your final point, which is the most important moot point. Just 30 seconds. I have said this before and I repeat. Nations weaken not because of their past, but rather by how they are taught it. And for 70 years, we have been taught to forget historical injustices. Somnath to Kashi Vishwanath, Babarpur to Bakhtiyarpur, Allahabad to Aurangabad, Martan to Mathura. These injustices have deliberately been made visible, as though to lionize the debasement, celebrate the humiliation. If the Muslims wanted, they could have removed all idols from Gyanvyapi or the Jain and Hindu relics from the Quwwatul Islam Mosque in Qutub Minar. But they didn't. You know why? Because they wanted to humiliate the Hindus, lionize the debasement. In the end, their hubris has led to their downfall.
I object to
No,
that.
one second. No, 1 second. You didn't answer the question. You would have had the moral right to object had you answered the question. 1 second, Vishnu Jain ji, you see, Dr. Ranganathan today has talked about...
27 Jain temples were destroyed and their relics were used to build that Quwwatul Islam Mosque. And ask Amru Chaudhary what Quwwatul Islam means.
Dog whistling tonight.
Okay,
It's a very sensitive topic.
One second.
Please
Vishnu
mind your
Shankar Jain ji, let me say, Dr. Ranganathan has invoked history. But I want to remind you, 10 years ago, when I and you would talk about these issues in another channel, in a previous avatar, I'm taking you back 10, 11 years. You know what they would say? They would say, why are you inviting these Hindu radicals and supremacists? And they called me a facilitator of Islamophobia. Now, when the courts have held up cases that were being prosecuted by Vishnu Jain and his father, Hari Shankar ji, and when the courts have rubber stamped all that he was saying and given Hindus justice, will these same people call out Hindu phobia? They used to call us Islamophobes, now will they call out Hindu phobia? They won't. Will they? Mr. Jain, will they? I'm asking you.
See, the irony is, Rahul, that I have participated with you on various news channels and debates 10 years back also, and at that time I was called as a fringe element.
Yes.
And I have taken that with lot of sense of modesty. But the point here is this, I want to ask a question to Mr. Chaudhary, and what pains me today is the statement by Mr. Chaudhary. He seems to be a very well educated man. He says that the Places of Worship Act was enacted to preserve the Muslim culture and heritage. Sir, I want to ask you with lot of sense of humility, that where under the Places of Worship Act it is written that it is brought to enact or to preserve your culture or to a Muslim culture. Places of Worship Act does not use the word Hindu or Muslim. It says the religious character of a place as existing on 15th August 1947 will remain the same. Now, Rahul, whatever I am stating today before you is not just my argument. Today, those arguments have been supported by the Honorable Court. The Honorable District Court of Varanasi on 12th of September 2022 has held that in this case, Places of Worship Act is not attracted. The Honorable Allahabad High Court on 31st of May 2023 has held that in this case, Places of Worship Act is not attracted for a simple reason, as elaborated by Mr. Ranganathan, my very well learned friend. And third important point, the judgment of Honorable Allahabad High Court recently on 17th of December,
Yes.
in which you had also debated and organized a show, that has also said that the Places of Worship Act does not bar from ascertaining the religious character. So this is the entire exercise to ascertain the religious character of this disputed place, because if you will see what the Archaeological Survey of India has said, you are finding in the ASI survey, without even digging an excavation, you are finding idols of Lord Hanuman, Lord Ganesh, Vishnu Bhagwan's idol, Krishna Bhagwan's idol, various Hindu deities are found from that cellar. And let me tell you, these idols were dated also, and the ASI gave a report that it is of post-medieval period.
Yeah.
So when ASI has inspected the spot, after inspecting the spot, if you bring any company in the world, any expert agency in the world, they will say कि भाई ये हनुमान जी की मूर्ति है तो है, अगर गणेश भगवान की मूर्ति है तो वो है, उसमें कोई भी एक्सपर्ट एजेंसी क्या कह सकती है. और कौन सी ऐसी मस्जिद है, विच इज द मॉस्क इन दिस कंट्री वेयर यू आर फाइंडिंग फ्रॉम द बेसमेंट, फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड फ्लोर, वेरियस हिंदू आइडल्स still located without even excavation. So my point is that Gyanvapi is not a mosque. Gyanvapi is a temple, and Hindu Shastric niyam is that once a temple, always a temple. If you have destroyed a temple, if you have tried to convert a temple just by your entering into a temple premises and offering namaz, would not change the religious character of a temple. It will remain to be intact of a religious character of a Hindu temple. And precisely that's what our case is before the Honorable District Court, High Court and Supreme Court.
A deity's rights exist in perpetuity. This is basic law. Now, 1 second. I want to bring in Mr. Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary, you evaded my question the first time. I'm coming back and asking you, and Farhan Saab also. I'm coming to ask you a question also. But first, Mr. Chaudhary, you said that you believe in the courts and what they have to say. Now, the courts have ruled today. So, I'm going to ask you, do you believe that the Samajwadi Party was Hindu-phobic when it decided to bar Hindus?
Can I ask you a counter question? Is the Modi government Islamophobic?
अरे देखो भाई.
This is a political
जवाब ही नहीं
question.
देंगे
You
आप.
are trying to mix the political.
No, I'm not. It's
question
not a
out of
political
it.
question.
Astha issue out
Without
there.
any
Now,
court backing, if a
very,
government
very
and a party
irrelevant question
lock out a whole
No,
community,
wait,
what would you
wait.
call them, sir?
Wait, Rahul.
No, I'm asking
This
you.
is a very
It's a general
irrelevant
knowledge question.
that you are asking.
No, how is
Very
it irrelevant? How is
In
it
the sense,
irrelevant?
Why are you mixing
No,
the
I'll tell you,
people of
viewers,
Atma and
because
dog
I'll
with
tell you,
religion
viewers.
into linking everything to the political parties. The political parties don't have any role in this except for maintaining the law and order.
Right.
Let the courts educate. But one thing, Rahul, let me put out on this show tonight.
Okay.
Can I just ask
Yes,
We
yes,
as
doctor.
Indians-
Ask a question
we-
because he's not going to
we
answer
as
you. Whataboutery
Indians-
has become
Rahul,
has become
Rahul
the
ji-
next. No. Has become the next. Has become the gospel. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan will ask you a counter question. You please answer. Yes.
Kamruji is a very dear friend, very elderly person, erudite person, and I'm sure he will not refuse answering my question. It's a very simple question. Kamruji, if Narendra Modi government, let me rephrase your question for your own benefit. If the Narendra Modi government were to suddenly stop Muslims from offering namaz in Jama Masjid, do you think the Narendra Modi government is Islamophobic?
Tell me all the schemes that the Narendra Modi government is implementing
You
or
see,
keeping
viewers,
silent.
okay,
and
forget
mum.
it, Mr.
No,
Chaudhary.
no, let
This
me
is not
reply to
a,
it.
this is
Let me
not a,
reply to
this
it.
is not a platform for you to drag in extraneous issues. We will have other conversations with you on extraneous issues.
The moot question
I'll
is
give you a
that and the
standing
answer
invitation.
lies in that.
I'll give you a
The
standing
answer also
invitation.
lies in that.
I am launching a weekend show. I will call you for that weekend show. I promise you very soon,
No, Rahul,
in a couple
Rahul,
of weeks.
if you
No, please
want
listen to
that
Mr.
the
Chaudhary. Let us
civilization-
not
One
today.
second.
No, let
Rahul,
us not today
just one
pullulate this
sentence.
debate. It's a very straight and focused debate with all the extraneous rubbish. No, please.
Just 10 seconds.
No, what 10 seconds? Take 20, but answer my question.
Promise, I will take 10 seconds. Listen, first and foremost, let it be known clear that there are a lot of historical injustices done before, prior to 1947, be it the Mughal rule or be it the British rule. But we, as Indians of 2024, of course, we have a right to know what happened in our history. But I believe we do not have a right to correct that history. That's my limited point, sir.
Wow. So,
No,
a counter
no,
question.
no.
Do you think there should be reservations to correct historical injustices?
No, just ask another. Should there have been justice in the Gujarat riot cases? Yes or no? Biggest injustice took place there. Should have been.
Of course, should have been. Why not then?
Because it
open up the
applies to
Delhi
you.
massacre?
Oh, come on.
Why
Yes,
don't
why
you open
not?
the
Why
Delhi
not? Go
massacre?
into all these massacres. Go. I'm not stopping
No,
you.
the simple point.
There should be justice for
1947,
everybody.
India
What
was
kind of
born as a nation.
Farhan Saab? Let me
India
bring in
was born
Farhan
as a
Saab.
nation. Let it remain as
No,
a
one
nation.
second. We've had one signal outage with Farhan Saab. I need to bring him in. He is from the MIM party. Farhan Saab, can you hear me? Okay, we're trying to get him back. No, 1 second. Let's go back. 1 second. Mr. Chaudhary, Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, look, we can indulge in whataboutery tonight. Mr. Chaudhary is within his rights. It's a free country. You can say, you can call out people for being, anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, etc., etc. But I want to ask you, Dr. Ranganathan, what is the problem of when it comes to correcting historical injustices? I thought that the Congress party backed the BLM movement in the United States, where they wanted to pull down the statues of oppressors of black people. Did they not? Am I lying?
No, but there are 2 points here to swiftly answer your very pertinent point. What is the problem? And the problem is written in stone. It is consecrated for more than 1,000 years. The point of, and let me give you one example. Iqbal, the famous extremist poet, he is I'm quoting him now. He says, my sole purpose in life is to purge infidelity and break the idols. I'm paraphrasing him right now. And who was he? His grandfather was a Kashmiri Hindu. Like your grandfather was Kashmiri Hindu. It just takes 2 generations because you are forced to reject every civilization sinew that you have ever carried in your, in your viscera. That is the problem, Rahul. And let me also tell you.
No, when they were taking back, Dr. Ranganathan, when they were taking back Hagia Sophia, when they were taking back Sancta Sophia, then they were not correcting the wrongs of history. When they were taking back, hang on, when they were knocking down the Bamiyan Buddhas, what were they doing? When they come into India, declaring Ghazwa-e-Hind, what historical correction are they making? Isn't it quite clear, viewers? They have a problem today that Hindus are living
I think
absolute
Rahul,
freedom.
The solution has been provided by the brilliant, our leaders, I would call him, like Vishnu and Sai and so many others. They are fighting each case legally. That is the way to go. Because not an inch will be given from the other side. Not an inch.
Not an inch.
So you have to fight it legally. Each and every battle.
And you know what? In fact, since we are having an interesting discussion and we have a similar theme discussion right now, going into the second part, Kamru Chaudhary ji, you stay on with us, please.